Hello and welcome to my channel, Dash of Jazz. I'm Jazzmine, a recipe developer, home cook, and creator, and I'm here to help you elevate your everyday cooking with flavor, culture, and fun. If that is your vibe, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Today, I'm showing you how to make old-fashioned baked mac and cheese, soul food style with a roux for ooey-gooey insides and a golden brown top crust. The ingredient list is short and simple for this recipe, and I'll add the full instructions to the description box for you, so make sure to check that out. My very first rule to making the best mac and cheese is to add flavor during every step. So I'm bringing a combination of water and chicken broth to a boil for the pasta, which I'm going to let cook to just shy of al dente, or about 6 or 7 minutes. And I like to use a mixture of pasta shapes and sizes because the cheese sauce will stick to them differently and get into all the little nooks and crannies. So today we're using shells and small elbows. While the pasta does its thing, let me show you rule number 2, which is to shred your own cheese. Store-bought pre-shredded cheese has extra ingredients that make it melt weird, and it won't cling to your pasta as well for that reason. Using the shred disc attachment on my food processor actually makes shredding cheese really quick work. I just cut it into pieces that will fit, and then I push them down in there. I'm using 3 cheeses, mild and sharp cheddar, and Gouda for a really full and robust flavor in the cheese sauce. Other cheeses that can work well in this recipe are Mimolette and Gruyere, which I've tried before. They're a little bougie, or a smoked semi-soft cheese. And you can see the distinct layers from the 3 cheeses that I've used. So now I'm just going to pour it out into a bowl and give them a little toss so that there's an even mix of each cheese throughout, and we'll have a nice consistent tasting mac. Now my third rule is to make a roux, which is just a mixture of flour and fat. In this case, I'm using butter. This will give you a thick, creamy cheese sauce with no chance of scrambled eggs like you run the risk of with the custard-based mac and cheese. And that's no shade to the custard lovers out there. This is just how I do it. For the roux, I'm melting down the butter and then mixing in all-purpose flour to make sure there's no lumps, and then I'm going to very slowly stir in evaporated milk, and it's sped up here just to spare you, but I'm doing this very slowly. I love using evaporated milk in my mac and cheese because it makes the sauce extra creamy and rich with just the slightest hint of sweetness. And as that comes together and starts to thicken and bubble, I add a bit of mustard and my spices, salt, white pepper, smoked paprika, and garlic powder, and stir those in really well. As you can see, the sauce is nice and thick, so I'm going in and adding about half of that cheese I shredded earlier. I'm going to use the other half later when I assemble the mac, and this half of the cheese I'm going to mix in until it is silky smooth with luscious, cheesy ribbons. It's so good. Now I'm going in and adding my cooked and drained pasta, and I like to reserve a cup of the pasta water off to the side just in case the mixture gets too stodgy. I can pour in a little bit of the water at a time to thin it out. And here is what your pasta and cheese mixture should sound like at this point. Now, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is what Cardi B was talking about in WAP. Anyway, rule number 4 is to add the pasta and the rest of that shredded cheese to your baking dish in alternating layers. This is how you get mac and cheese with that creamy, gooey inside and then a crispy crust on the outside, which is classic. So I'm adding pasta, then cheese, then pasta, then more cheese. And this goes into the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 40-ish minutes, but I start checking it around 30 minutes, or until the top is golden brown and the sauce is bubbling up at the corners. I hope you'll enjoy this mac and cheese soon and very soon. Share it with your friends and family, and don't blame me if you get put on mac and cheese duty forever after this. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy, give it a like, leave me any questions and comments you have below, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to check out the description box for all the details you need. See you next time.